Paul. Yeah. Remember in the last video I was telling you about short selling stock? Yes. I wanted to get the actual number of short shares of every stock everywhere on every stock market. Yes. It could be that there's some very frustrated individuals right now because of give me the total float of all borrowed shares of every stock. Yes. Now I was reading You and the Law. Yeah. Excuse me. You and the Law. Now they have how to become a lawyer. Now a lot of those that have the want to become an attorney, they take what's called pre-law classes, and then a broad range of knowledge should be your stock and trade. Yes. And I thought, well, could you get me all of the interns, those that employment training or intern one of many governmental agencies now put students on a temporary basis? I just wanted to know all the interns and all the students that are studying to become lawyers, where they interned at throughout the United States government and every government of the world. There's a lot of very attractive women that are considering a career in law, and it could be that being attracted to a secret society of women that wear very thin, old, and I'm not talking the t-shirts that you wear underneath your shirt, no. I'm talking about the t-shirts that you wear as if they were like just a regular old athletic t-shirt or one of these, or they got different types of sayings on them. Have a nice day. um, that are too tight. Now, I know, okay. You're a pre-law student going to college or university and you get an internship in a government agency or one of those that work in the municipal, county, or city governments, thinking that you really make yourself more attractive to a law school. And I've been emailing the deans of different law schools, and I might email some more law schools. But all of those that haven't actually been accepted to law school, all the pre-law school students that might want to practice, a lot of women, they play instruments, and I know you're a very conservative instrument player. Now, let's say you did your internship and you were applying to law school. They have these different tests. I think they're like the GMAT or LSAT or whatever they're called. The test you have to take as a requirement to be able to apply to a law school. Yes, I like to get the tests of all of those master's or doctorate degree tests that are necessary to get into a graduate school. Yes! How are all those folks right now? I know. I just was looking for a few volunteers that wanted to wear denim skirts that are just a little too short. Now, what our law schools teach, okay? A lot of law schools, they go through all the different laws and how laws are work. I've been emailing a lot of law schools about my rights being violated, my sons being abducted, my happiness not being enforced, the default judgments of not giving an American notice or summons to have to appear. And it could be that a lot of those that are thinking about a career in law Could you get me all the interns of all the pre-law schools and then the actual tests that have been taken so as to get into that? Now, I found this very interesting. It's called the State Bar Examination. It says here that that about 50% succeed on the first try. I wanted to get the test results of the state bar examinations for the last 10 years. And then, did you cheat? I mean, did you beat on somebody while they were taking the test? Or did you download the test themselves? Now, I just wanted to know, back in 1981, about 50% succeed on the first try. And I wonder if that statistic is the same today. It would be something if you had to be on a person that was taking the test so that you could see the test. And I'm sure they change the test all the time. But there could be those that had used technology to skirt the rules of having to join the bar. So I wanted to kind of do an approximation of the actual pass-fail rate of every bar exam in the I know it's frustrating having to read and study when you have somebody have to be on you. It's kind of like practicing the flute while being naked. Your hands can't leave the flute and neither can your mouth. But what do you do when you have somebody on you and you have no clothing on? You cannot, you have to keep your hands on the instrument. And if it's one of those interested, if it's a trumpet, your mouth can't leave the instrument. Now, it could be a type of bondage for those that are sexually inhibited, that the whole thought that I can't move my hands or my mouth while practicing naked. Now, I just want to know the actual pass rate for the last 20 years of every bar exam. Seemed to me a lot of this technology could be used to cheat on a lot of tests, and I just wanted to know those that had passed. Now, I know you're going to law school, you're a pre-law student, maybe 18 to 22, and you do practice an instrument. I was reading this law dictionary, and there's what's called the ability to stand trial. Now, somebody ordered a mental health evaluation as if I didn't know what my constitutional rights are. And I sent quite a few emails. It's really, really, really an insult to my intelligence to really ask me to have a mental health evaluation as if I was not able to stand trial. And I just wanted to know who it was from Western State Hospital that said I had a little bipolar or schizophrenia, supposedly, okay? Somebody said that I wasn't quite all there. Now, they have in this dictionary what's called to beg, B-E-G, just a second here. It's to make a living by asking for charity, to ask for fervently. I'm not a beggar, I'm a pauper. I'm homeless. I've never flown a sign. I've sold cigarettes that I've rolled myself, and I know for about 4 or 5 years somebody said that, well, you're going to have to pay taxes on those cigarettes that you make yourself. And I thought, here I am sitting rolling cigarettes with paper and tobacco, and somebody wanted me to pay tobacco taxes on the cigarettes that I'm selling for a quarter. Poo-poo, poo-poo, poo-poo. Now, after 6 years of being accused of violating state and federal tax laws, cigarette tax laws, I'm kind of thinking that somebody needs to start begging other than myself. Now, I'm really serious about getting those laws enforced, and I know it could feel like hell for those that I'm going to sue, because I'll take everything you own. I've been accused of violating tobacco tax laws for selling cigarettes for a quarter because I do not beg.